What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comically Boston. Today is episode 87. We are into August now. We are more than halfway through the year. We are 8 months into the year. It is August 7th, so today is my sister's birthday. Shout out to you, Kate. Happy 27th or 28th birthday, whatever old you are. You act way younger than your age. But moving on, we have tons of news to cover this week. There's a Loki trailer release that I broke down on the channel recently. Go check out that video if you haven't, but that trailer itself broke records for them. They were up over 80 million views, and this was days ago, so they're probably up over 100 million views for that trailer. So clearly, everybody that thought Marvel was done for, people are still excited for that Loki show, and that's apparently still the most watched show on Disney Plus for Marvel. This fan-made poster looks great with the gears and the clock and the green and the key in the forehead and Miss Minutes on the top of his head. Oh, man. But one detail from the trailer that I did not point out was this Piranha Power Sports and Loki getting time-slipped into what looks like a jet ski shop. And if you know from the season 1, Mr. Mobius was obsessed with jet skis. He said, and I quote from season 1, "In the early 1990s, for a brief shining moment, there was a beautiful union of form and function that we called the jet ski." So hopefully season 2 gives us the much-awaited Mobius on a jet ski, because that man loved jet skis and he needs to get on it and ride it. More news came out that 5 more shorts for the I Am Groot series on Disney Plus. It will be dropping September 6th. I don't know if you've watched the original shorts that came out for I Am Groot, but they're pretty good. They're funny. They're only like probably 15 to 20 minutes, all of them total included. They're like 3 or 4 minutes here, maybe 5 minutes there. They're very short, hence shorts. But the animation still looks great. It looks like, for a short, it looks like the budget they had was Marvel, Disney Plus, so overall, I think it looks good. I'm not necessarily ecstatic for September 6th to come, so I can see more I Am Groot, but when it comes, I'll watch it, and I'll probably giggle. Nothing too special, but, I would have liked to see them dropping plenty of other stuff, but hey, I'll take more Marvel. I'll take Baby Groot, even though he's ginormous Groot now from the end of Guardians 3, but Baby Groot it is. Bring us back into the past, sure. Tell us more about his upbringing, if you will, things we don't know. But over the weekend, I watched a bunch of movies, so movie reviews coming to the channel. Don't you worry, guys. I watched Super Mario Bros. That came out on Peacock over the weekend, so I rewatched that. Guardians 3 came out on Disney Plus over the weekend, so I rewatched that. So there's 2 movie reviews coming to the channel there. I also continued my Marvel movie rewatch, but I went back a little bit to 2004's Punisher with Thomas Jane. That movie, you'll hear my thoughts about it soon. That will be probably coming to the channel ASAPido. I also restarted my Star Wars movie rewatch and timeline rewatch for that. With Star Wars The Phantom Menace. I really like that film. Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, so my thoughts will be coming on that movie, but comment below. Are you more of a Star Wars or a Marvel guy? Me personally, I like them both. I think I'm much more of a sci-fi guy, so like things like Guardians, where they're in space and they're on spaceships and it's Marvel, I really gravitate towards that stuff, I guess, because I like Marvel and sci-fi, so that really sets off my enjoyment factors. But Star Wars has always been a movie in a series that I've gone to and been blown away by every time I've seen it. The only movie I can think of recently that I've seen that got that itch, that sci-fi buzz, but also that wars, explosions, battles, was Dune Part 1. And so definitely, if that movie doesn't get pushed, Dune Part 2 will probably be my favorite movie of the year. But hey, if it does get pushed, things like Guardians 3, Super Mario Bros., those are still probably going to be my favorite movies of the year. I'll tell you what, there's a movie I've seen the trailer for a number of times in theaters, and I think it's Scorsese is the director of this film. It might be Spielberg, but I think it's Scorsese. Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for this, but the trailer, whoever edited that trailer deserves a raise. There's music in that trailer that sounds so good and so epic. And, you know, the trailer itself, if it's anything like the movie, and if that music is in the movie, I'm gonna love it. But if that music isn't in the movie, it's already starting at a deficit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be as loved by me personally because of how good that trailer was. You know, like, but, you know, maybe they'll translate, maybe the editor of the trailer is the one that edited the movie. You don't know. I don't know. So, I don't know, but Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, you know, they're like Indians on oil land, and there's people dying. I don't know. I have no idea what that movie's going to be about, but the trailer was badass. Comment below if you've seen the trailer. But the main focus on today's video, there was sets of images released. And before I get into more Star Wars and talk Ashoka, because there's a bunch of images released for her, there was just a couple of images released for House of the Dragon Season 2. They are still filming. I'm not sure why. Every actor and writer has been on strike, but House of the Dragon Season 2 continues to shoot. I don't know, maybe that's just for the people. But I think they're following the rules, so something. But, you know, everyone that is a fan of Game of Thrones knows what the wall is, this giant wall of ice that separates the wildlings from, you know, the kingdom. And it appears that in Season 2, because this is a set photo, appears that Season 2 will be on the wall. So that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll go see the start of, like, the Night's Watch, or maybe the Night's Watch has already been a thing all these years ago, because House of the Dragon is before Game of Thrones. Either way, comment below, what do you prefer, Game of Thrones or House of the Dragons? Personally, maybe it's just recency bias, but House of the Dragon Season 1 was epic. You know, there's just so many more dragons, you know, like more, just more, you know, like more Game of Thrones, more dragons, more chaos, more fire. And I think Season 2 is going to build and build and build. And to be fair, though, Game of Thrones Season 1 is very different, and also very drastically different budgets. So House of the Dragon has a leg up there. You know, also it has the, people know it's Game of Thrones and it's the pre, so people want to be a part of it. Where Game of Thrones initially, like, people didn't know what it was. People had no idea what was going on, but the people they got were fantastic. Peter Dinklage, Kit Harington as Jon Snow, you know, like, fucking Sean Bean as Ned Stark. Like, oh god, like, I like Game of Thrones a lot too. There's like a couple of things, like, if you don't watch Marvel, you don't like Star Wars, and you don't like Game of Thrones, what are you going to talk to me about? You know, like, if you haven't seen any of these, you best be a very interesting person, because if you can't talk about any of these projects with me, you're just like an alien to me. I'm like, how have you gone your entire life without seeing any of these great things? You know, like, you don't know what Marvel is, you don't know what Star Wars is, and you don't know what Game of Thrones is? Oh, God, there's only, like, one person I can really think of. His name is Ryan Barnard. You can tell him to fuck off personally. Yeah, Barnard, I hope you're hearing this, even though I know you're not. He's one of my best friends, and he's not watching my videos. I guarantee it. But if he is, fuck you, Barnard. Go watch Game of Thrones, you sack of shit. He was one of those people that's like, oh, I tried, but I couldn't get into it. That's the dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my life. If so many people think it's a good show, you're just wanting to think it's not, just out of spite. Get through it, you know? The first time I watched it, Season 1, I was like, eh. Season 2 and 3 were like 90% porn. Like, I was like, what is going on here? But by Season 4, 5, 6, it was bangers. Granted, they didn't stick the landing as well as they should. I think the writers of the show were trying to slide into their next project and weren't putting enough effort on the finale. And that sucks, because it's like the finale of the show. Granted, I think there will be, like, if it was Season 7 that they ended on, I think it might have been Season 8. So if it ended on Season 8, I do think eventually there will be a Season 9, if not a spin-off show called Snow, which will follow Jon Snow, and it will be, like, what is it, prequel, postquel? I don't know. A sequel. It will be, like, the after what happened in Game of Thrones, you know, so maybe we'll see where Daenerys' body got taken. Maybe that dragon will be ginormous. Who knows? All I'm saying is Game of Thrones needs to be back. House of the Dragon needs to be back. The strike needs to be ended. And, you know, thank God we still have Ahsoka coming out in August, because that show looks great. But unfortunately, I don't know if the show will do good as it should have, because it doesn't have Jimmy Fallon, it doesn't have Kimmel, it doesn't have the press tours that would have made the show even better. Seeing Rosario Dawson be charismatic as fuck, you know, in every interview would have been great. But overall, Ahsoka, let's get into these images now. Ahsoka is coming out August 23rd, 2023, and we got some new images. See, here we have Ahsoka holding a lightsaber. Rosario Dawson just looks so good as Ahsoka. She pulls off the orange and the tails so well. I don't know why, but she does. I think this is Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Hoping I'm getting all these names right, but she is going to be playing Hera Syndulla. These are all Rebels characters. I don't know this actress's name, but this is Sabine Wren. She's got her short hair again. In the early trailers, we saw her with long hair, so she's going to be coming back. You see her with the long hair here on a speeder that she looks like she's painted. So in Rebels, Sabine was an artiste. Here you see Ahsoka talking to a robot in the cockpit of her ship. Gotta love hyperspace. It always looks so cool. The late great Ray Stevenson and his cloak here. He's going to be like a past Jedi, not Jedi anymore. And you see him with an orange lightsaber here, kind of coming in like Darth Vader to friggin' smite down these poor dudes in the blue suits. This is his like protege that's with her. Her with him. I don't know. But she looks like she's maybe going to cut that gun in half and kill that woman. Who knows? But overall, that show looks fantastic. Comment below, what are your thoughts? Is Ahsoka going to be great? Have you seen Rebels? Have you seen Bad Batch? Have you seen all that stuff? Or is that stuff like, you know, nonsense and you're not going to take the time to go watch it? I understand, but if you do have the time, check that shit out, because that shit is banger. And it's going to make your experience in watching Ahsoka so much better, because you're going to know extra Easter eggs, extra details. You'll get to know Thrawn before you see him in live action, played by the same character that voiced him in animation. So I'm real excited for this one, guys. So stay tuned. We got movie reviews coming to the channel. Continuing my Marvel rewatch. We're going to jump into Star Wars. We're getting a mid-Star Wars summer, so I'm really excited. I haven't done a real bulk Star Wars rewatch in a long time, so I'm diving in head first, diving into the deep end. So dive in with me, and I hope you guys enjoy these videos and future videos that are coming to the channel. Recently, the X-Men Days of Future Past video did great. It has like 175 something views on it. Very unexpected for that one. That's an old ass movie talking about X-Men. So I don't know. Comment below if you've been watching these videos. I have no idea who watches these, so I love you all that watch this. If you want to see my face again, please hit that subscribe button. 97% of you aren't subscribed, so please subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit that bell if you don't want to miss future videos. All my links in the description below. At me on Twitter, Letterboxd, Instagram. Do whatever you gotta do. At Big Cam, pretty much anywhere. 2 G's in the big because I'm extra big. And well, I don't know what this is. My tits. I don't know. See you guys in the next video. Peace.